Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I have yet another video for you. In this video, I want to chat about how the narcissist uses everything you say against you. So when you are in an argument, we all know that a lot of us tend to say things out of anger, but the narcissist will use things that you also say on a daily basis against you to just further their cause. An example would be, I know with my narcissist, he hated paying bills. So if, we got paid one day and we had a bill that was due, that upcoming week, and I would say something, like, oh, well, maybe we should pay it or whatever. And if something came up and we ended up not paying the bill, I would be like, well, I'll pay it on this day instead. Well, my narcissist had a bad habit of spending all of our damn money, every single penny. And he would do it so that even though he knew that there was a bill coming up, there wouldn't be any money left to pay that bill. And so he would later turn around when I would bring it up and say, like, what happened to the money? Like, I told you we had this bill to pay. He would say, oh, you said we weren't paying it till later. It could even be like the next day, and you could tell him, save this money, I'm paying this bill tomorrow, or in 2 days, and it'll just completely go over his head. All he or she, I don't mean, narcissism is not gender specific, but they will say, oh, well, you said you were going to pay it later. And later to them just implies that since it's not happening in the present moment, they can do whatever they want with what they have presently. So it doesn't matter if you said later tonight or tomorrow or next week. They don't care about any of that. They only live in the present. And they'll use that against you. They'll tell you, oh, it's your fault that bill didn't get paid. Now look what we have to go through because you couldn't just pay a bill. And it's going to be your fault that you didn't get that bill paid. They might even tell you, maybe we shouldn't pay this bill right now because we got other things to do. And it would just be easier if we could put this off. They're going to turn around and say, well, I never said you couldn't pay that bill. You should have just paid it anyway. You knew it was due and you knew we were going to have to pay it. And it's still going to be your fault. This can go, of course, as everything is with a narcissist. It can go a lot of different ways. Something else that they can use against you is your actions. Say you had a conversation about a particular style of clothing that you liked. Well, say they didn't like that style of clothing. Time goes on, and just by chance you happen to purchase said style of clothing, and they're gonna say, we talked about this already. I told you that I didn't like this clothing, even though you said you did. I told you that I didn't. So to the narcissist, that's them saying, I'm not giving you permission to buy this, so you better not buy it, or else. But to you, all you're hearing is, like, you're confused. You're just left really confused because you're not sure where they're going with it. And they're going to take the conversation that you had to imply that you are being told that you absolutely cannot have that piece of clothing. And if you get it anyway, they're going to say, oh, you're doing this to piss me off. You're doing this to start a fight with me. And that's how they use that against you. And that conversation might not have even turned out that way at all. You might not have even mentioned that you liked, that particular style of clothing. It could have just got brought up in conversation and they said that they didn't like it. And, you, like a normal, logical person, didn't take that what it was meant to be with those undertones, meaning that, no, you can't buy this, I don't give you permission. and not meaning any harm by it, go and do it anyway. Something else that a narcissist will use against you is anything that you might tell them about something you did in your past. They will change it and twist it to make it sound like something that you did in their relationship instead of something that happened in a previous relationship. For example, say in a previous relationship you had, say your partner cheated on you. So, not necessarily to get back, but things are unraveling. People tend to start moving on. So say you cheat on them as well. Even though things are already rocky between you guys, you don't really see it as cheating. You don't know if you're together or not. Wow. When things start going rocky with your current relationship with your narcissist, because trust me, they are going to be rocky at some point, they're going to take that piece of information that you told them about you cheating on a previous spouse after you were already going through trouble, you weren't really together, and they're going to use it against you in your current relationship with them. They're going to start accusing you of cheating. They're going to start saying that, oh, now things are tough, so now you're going to go cheat on me, and whatever it is, however they can word it to make you feel bad is the whole goal. They want to make you feel bad about the situation. And it might not even, I'm not saying like once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't necessarily believe that. But they won't believe that. If you tell them that you did that thing in the past, they're going to use it against you any point in time that they can in your current relationship with them, just to make you be the bad guy. You might not even be talking about cheating or walking out or anything. It's just going to go tough, and they're going to take it and use it against you. My narcissist had this bad habit. I knew him before when I was in a previous relationship, and he knew my husband at that time as well. And a lot of things that he saw, a lot of conversations that he heard take place between me and my, at the time, husband, he used those things against me. He says he specifically remembers a conversation where my ex-husband called me a name. I don't recall a time in my relationship with my ex-husband where he did name calling, but my narcissist insisted that this happened, and he used that memory to do the same thing to me because I told him that I didn't think that's what happened. He used that as grounds and as permission to go ahead and call me names in our relationship because he figured, oh, she's used to it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Maybe he didn't figure that, but that's how my narcissist was. Anything and everything, it's honestly like when you get read your Miranda rights, anything you say or do can be used against you in a court of law. And that's the narcissist. The narcissist is the court of law in this scenario. And it doesn't matter what you say. You can say something so small like, oh, I don't like onions, or I don't like the color red. They will find a way to use it against you. So you really have to be careful with what you say around a narcissist. Once you already figure out that they are a narcissist, I understand that going into the relationship, you tell them normal things that you would tell anybody going into a relationship. Especially things like, I don't like onions and I don't like the color red. Those are things that you tell a normal person. But to the narcissist, it's just ammunition that they took away and their little gear belt so that they can use at a later time. So what are some ways that a narcissist has used something that you said against you, and what was the outcome? I would like to know that. So I look forward to chatting with you guys later. I'm going to stop this one here. Hopefully it is not overly long, and I will chat with you guys in the next one.